All right, how we doing, Central Georgia? Well, Dogs fans, I don't need to tell you that the Georgia Bulldogs are not in the college football playoff this year, but they got a good shot to get into the field next year when the college football playoff expands from 4 teams to 12. So I thought, why not take this year's group of teams with this year's results and apply it to next year's format to see what it might look like. Now, when you talk about the 12-team format, a couple things to point out here. The 6 highest-ranked conference champions will receive automatic bids, and the top 4 from those 6 will advance right into the quarterfinals and receive first-round byes. The 6 highest-ranked remaining teams will round out the group of 12. That includes the highest-ranked group of 5 conference champion. More on them in just a minute. Let's go to the hypothetical bracket here and see how it might play out, beginning with those top 4 teams that receive byes. Surprise, surprise, it is the same top 4 as this year. Number 1, Michigan. Number 2, Washington. Number 3, Texas. And number 4, Alabama. A couple things to note here. Washington and Texas, both teams that are leaving their current conference for new conferences next year. It's not to say that they couldn't win the conference next year, but it's just going to be a different top 4. All right, let's talk about the hypothetical teams playing in these games, beginning with that group of 5 team I just talked about, the Liberty Flames. They are undefeated in 2023, and they would take on another undefeated in number 5 ranked Florida State. Yes, the Seminoles might be on their 3rd-string quarterback, but everybody can get behind a matchup like that. They would take on Alabama, or should I say the winner would take on Alabama there. Moving right along, how about number 9 Missouri and number 8 Oregon for the right to play number 1 Michigan? Ducks quarterback Bo Nix, he's got Central Georgia connections, and he would go back to the SEC for a big-time matchup. The Missouri Tigers have had a phenomenal season. That one would be a ton of fun. For the right to play number 3 Texas, how about the rematch? Number 6 Georgia and number 11 Ole Miss. You might remember it was the Dogs that just curb stomped the Rebels in Athens towards the end of the season, 52-17. You know Lane Kiffin's got revenge on the brain. You know Kirby Smart's got a 3rd straight national championship on his. And the right to play number 2 Washington down there at the bottom. Number 10 Penn State, number 7 Ohio State. As an Indiana fan, can we just skip this one? It's really hard to avoid matchups like this when you got so many good teams from the Big Ten involved. Number 10 Penn State and number 7 Ohio State to play a future Big Ten team in Washington. Now, my immediate reaction to this, you got to talk about the 2-time champs. I like Georgia to get through that matchup with Ole Miss and play Texas again. Wouldn't you know it, those are 2 teams that are going to be playing each other anyway in 2024 when they match up for the first time since the 2019 Sugar Bowl. I like Georgia to get through the bottom side of the bracket, and I like Alabama to do the same on the top. I'm sorry, those are the 2 best teams in college football, and I don't think that changes when you add more teams to the mix. Wanted to really hit on the first 2 teams out of this hypothetical 12-team playoff. That would be Oklahoma and LSU, the Sooners joining the SEC in 2024, and those are 2 teams that will be playing each other anyway in 2024 as well. If you don't like the way it is now, guess what? Better times are ahead. More college football? I don't think anybody's complaining about that, right? All right, that does it for now in sports. Stick around. We're back after this.